Hello and welcome to this channel. I am your host, Issachar, and this is Issachar News. As always on Issachar News, our job here is to bring you up to speed with amazing things happening in our country, Nigeria. And today on this channel, we're going to be looking at two telecommunication giants, MTN and Airtel PLC. We're going to be looking at their revenue for the year 2022. We're looking at their profit after tax, profit before tax, and some of the ways they made a lot of income. As you all know, last year MTN and Airtel had gotten license from the Nigerian Communication Commission (NCC) 5G license to operate 5G in Nigeria, and MTN had already released or auctioned 5G, in the year 2022. Not just that, Airtel has also gotten license and they are yet to launch 5G. Beyond 5G licenses gotten by both Airtel and MTN, they also got licenses to operate money banks. So I made mobile money banks. So I made a video about it. I'm going to put the link in the description on how to get your mobile money bank started, and what it's all about and how MTN and Airtel runs it. Seeing that only about 40% of Nigeria has access to the banking industry. So what then happens to the remaining 60%? This is where our mobile or our telecommunication companies are trying to see how to bridge the gap and to help reach the unreached. So we're going to be looking in depth into Airtel and MTN, and I'd like you to stay stay put for the rest of the video. So if you're joining us for the first time, I am your host Issachar, and this is Issachar News. And to the rest of our viewers, welcome back. So we're looking at MTN. MTN becomes the first quoted company in Nigeria to post 2 trillion naira in revenues. Listen carefully. MTN is the first company in Nigeria to post a revenue generation of 2 trillion naira. If any other company has attained this mighty feat, it's going to be NNPC. Only NNPC has the capacity to boast like this. Now, before 2 years ago, NNPC barely gave report on its operations, barely gave any report at all. There were no audits, there were no reports for the longest time. But we know that NNPC would far surpass this 2 trillion naira, like would beat it hands down in terms of revenue. So NNPC is, it's not even I don't want to call it, it's a mega, it's a gigalithic company. So let's stick with real companies, not those mighty things like NNPC. So MTN become the first quoted company in Nigeria to post 2 trillion naira in revenue. Now, that's not profit, okay? That's revenue, meaning the money generated by MTN in the year 2022, according to MTN's report, it's about 2 trillion naira. The revenue is different from profit, mind you. Profit is where you minus your operation cost, that is your cost for the whole year. You minus it from your revenue, then you have your profit. Okay, that's basic economics. Nigeria's largest telecommunications company, MTN, became the first publicly listed company to hit the 2 trillion naira mark in revenues. MTN first crossed the 1 trillion naira mark in revenue in the year 2019. So it took MTN, whenever it started, up until 2019 to reach a revenue figure of about 1 trillion naira. But then it has taken it just 3 years to double it and to surpass it. In 3 years, they have gone on from 1 trillion naira to over 2 trillion naira. That's massive. And if you've been following me for a while now, you would understand why I like these kinds of news. It's not just to show you that things are happening. It's for you to understand that these are the things that people outside here are watching. These are the figures they are watching and they are checking to help make better decisions on if they are willing or if they are interested to invest into an economy. An economy that can generate 2 trillion naira for one company is a viable economy, which will attract other foreign investors in the telecommunication sector. This is probably what Elon Musk saw, and he said, no, this money has to, I can partake of this, lion share. Let me bring in Starlink into Nigeria. As you all know, you must know, Elon Musk has only launched Starlink in Nigeria. I mean, within the African continent, okay? Starlink is only in Nigeria as of the time of making this video in February of 2023. We are the only country in Nigeria that has Starlink. So there is something Elon Musk has seen in our telecommunication industry. He's not doing charity, okay? He's doing business that has made him come to set up base and to operate in Nigeria. So this MTN 2022 financial statement, has indicated a 21.6% rise from the 1.6 trillion naira reported in the year 2021. So in the same period under review, at the end of the fiscal year for the year 2021, MTN's revenue was about 1.6 trillion. At the end of the year 2022, the revenue is about 2 trillion naira. That's indicative of 21.6% increase. So in the year 2021, their highest revenue ever was 1.6 trillion naira. In the year 2022, their highest revenue ever is 2 trillion naira. Please, we don't need a magician to tell us that their revenues will keep increasing as the years go by. Why? More and more people are buying Android phones. More and more people are patronizing MTN services. MTN has gone on to get 5G license. So more and more people are even switching to MTN because of access to 5G. And more people are buying phones and buying SIM cards, and it's going to increase. That's fact. That's fixed. Never in the history of Nigeria has any quoted company reported revenues of about 2 trillion naira in a financial year. MTN becomes the first company to post such reviews. Now you want to know, so what's the profit from this revenue generated? Revenue of 2 trillion naira, what's their profit for the year 2022? Their profit after tax. If you watch my video, I'm going to drop a link in the description. My video on the Nigerian tax credit scheme. I just made that video yesterday, the 28th of February. That's when that video was made. Today is 1st of March. I made a video about a video about taxing. So a company like MTN, has a tax of about 24% of its income. That's how much a company like MTN is being taxed. They tax 24% of their income. So 24% of 2 trillion naira is what MTN will be taxed by the Federal Inland Revenue Service. They're the ones that are charged with the duty of taxing companies. Now, the profit after tax is about 358.8 billion naira. Profit after tax. So they've, like I said earlier in the video, they've removed the money they've spent to run operations throughout the year. They've had their profits. Their profit now has been taxed. And then they now have profit after tax, which sums up the figure of 358.8 billion naira. This is huge for MTN. This is huge for the Nigerian economy. These are positive indexes that we're going to be monitoring moving forward, that is reflective of a growing economy. So we wish MTN well, and this way I ask you to like this video, and to like the video, share your thoughts with me on the comment section, and share it if you may.